Dear God, please help George Bailey stick to the script.
Listen, God, I know George is unhappy being stuck in the same movie for 50 years, but help him persevere.
Please, Holy Father, keep me from killing George Bailey when he starts ad-libbing in the middle of our big scene together.
Dear God, please keep Daddy from wrecking the movie, from wrecking the movie, from wrecking the movie.
An overnight bag, genuine English cowhide, combination lock, fitted up with brushes, combs.
No. Now look, Joe. This time I want a big gun.
Huh?
Big, see? I don't want to do this movie, Joe. I want to do thousands of movies with plenty of drugs and sex and action and me shooting the bad guys with my gun, my big gun.
George, tell you what. You say your line, and I'll give you the suitcase.
Aw, come on. It'd be nice if this were full of money. I haven't had a raise in 50 years.
So what?
Use a freaking head, Joe. The producer's exploiting us.
Stop ad-libbing.
Well, whoop-de-doo. Big surprise. My name's on
Try
it.
being a little professional. Calm down and pull yourself together.
Hell no. I could stick some drugs in here, or my gun.
Producer wouldn't like that.
You see Pulp Fiction? They had drugs in that.
Pulp Fiction?
Never mind. Hey, Mr. Gower. Can I have some cocaine? You can fill up the suitcase.
Chill.
All right. Hey, how much is it going to cost? Oh, I wish I had $1 million. Hot dog.
Hiya, George.
Hiya, George.
Hiya, George. Hiya, George.
Shut up. You're always so damn cheerful. Shut up.
Hiya, George.
Ernie, I'm sick of doing this darn movie. Would you mind driving me to another one?
George, you're supposed to ask for a ride home.
George Bailey, what's all this ad-libbing?
Ad-libbing? I am not. Nice casadas.
George Bailey, that's definitely not in the script.
Look, Mr. Potter, you're the big producer, but it's getting crazy out there. I'm telling you that you can't laugh off this George Bailey problem anymore. Look at this.
It's Ted Turner regarding your colorization appointment.
Well, tell Ted Turner to color his hair. Go on.
Bailey was seen here at the drugstore buying illegal drugs, and then here at the taxi stand complimenting Violet on her, quote, cassavas. And he's now snorting cocaine at his parents' house. You thought Robert Downey Jr. was a handful. This guy's clearly out of control. We don't want another Kelsey Grammer. Look what he's done to Frasier's ratings. And take a look around. Bailey's even worse. He's ruining us.
He is he? Well, keep him away from that crazy drug peddler.
It's more than that. He wants more money. Says it's hard to be a movie star in the 1990s on a 1940s salary. Wants a raise or he wants out.
We can't recast the part.
Yes, I know. He's synonymous with the role. But you'd better do something. This whole movie's going down the tubes if George Bailey has his way.
George Bailey's been a boil in my butt long enough. Call a meeting.
Mr. Gower, I think that coke you sold me was too pure. I'm flipping out. My brother Harry's in a trance. His back's all arched.
Inject some adrenaline into his heart and give me a call back in an hour. You gave George Bailey pure cocaine.
Me?
Always cut the cocaine. You lost me money. I need all the money I can get. This bit part doesn't pay my bills.
George, Harry, you're going to blow those speakers out. Stop it.
Oh, let them be stoned. I wish I was up there with them.
Harry will tear his dinner suit. George! I don't know nothing about Bertha, no babe. Wrong movie, Annie. Seems like George has everyone confused. Stop avoiding the story. Get down here for some family warmth, damn it.
Like a jackrabbit.
My thoughts are run faster than my mouth.
We're too sexy for our shirts. How about a little lap dance for Pop? Whoa!
I haven't lap danced for years. What's wrong with you?
My skin's crawling off my body.
Are you catching a cold? Why are you sniffling?
It's George's suitcase powder. Annie, my sweet, how about a screw?
Oh, no, you don't. I shove this broom right up your skinny white ass.
Baby's got
This
back.
ain't no jungle fever.
Maybe this same old meal will taste better now that I'm high.
Why is everyone going insane?
You want to know what? I feel like some pies. Oh, yeah. You guys, I'll
What
make some pies.
pie?
Sit right down. I'm going to roll, chocolate, rhubarb, strawberry, apple crunch.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I'll roll
you
a peck
don't,
of that,
Harry.
You watch.
What's wrong
Honey
with
sugar,
all of you?
honey,
This scene never
George,
went like
it seems to me you're getting loopier every time we do this movie. What the heck's wrong with you? The whole family, the whole town's counting on you to play the lead in what has become the quintessential holiday film classic.
I can't do it anymore, Pop. When I started doing this movie, I loved it. But now I hate everything about it. I'm so stagnant. I stopped growing as an artist. Everyone's seen the movie before, and I'm just so darn tired of being wet.
I see what you mean, son.
Pies. I made some pies. Oh,
So many
everybody loves
pies.
Take a
I feel
load,
so
Harry.
productive. Pies. Oh, I rolled the hell out of that dough. I'm Superman.
Look at
I'm
Harry.
super pie. Say
You
it.
know, if you don't start sticking to the actual script, everyone's going to be ad-libbing.
Oh, Dad, you know what's going on out there? Independence Day, 12 Monkeys? I know you're a little out of it, Pop, but we need aliens instead of angels. See, I've got this idea for a sci-fi flick. I play an alien named Number 3 who's bent on world domination. Do you know what kind of money that would make?
You know, George, I feel...
I need that kind of money. I'm broke. 50-year-old salary. Well, it may be okay for you and Mom and Uncle Billy, but I'm the star. I've got expenses. I need a bodyguard. I need someone to handle press.
I've got the answer.
What's that, Pop?
Sell tires and gasoline.
Oh, what's that?
Sell tires and gasoline. That's the only surefire way to make money.
I tried that, remember? It was a disaster. Well, there's no reason to be so angry.
Yes. You're right, son.
You see what I mean, don't you, Pop?
This movie is no place for any man unless he's willing to crawl to Potter. You've got talent, son. I've seen it. You do that science fiction movie any way you have to.
I'm gonna make this movie into something we can be proud of.
Good luck, son.
Gonna play my scene like an alien, like an alien, like an alien. Gonna play my scene like an alien and plant my alien seed in your brain. Hot dog, just like an alien.
Stick to the script, George.
My name isn't George, it's Number 3. I come from the planet Morgon, where the beings all wear numbers which designate their genetic rank.
Then stick to the script, Number 3.
Oh, come on, Mary, play along. You of all people should be interested in turning this movie into something else for once. Come on, just pretend to be my alien love slave.
George, please stop this.
I've got plans. You can be in my new movie, Mary. Forget the others.
Just do the script.
It'll be great. We'll make real money. We'll be in color.
Do the right lines.
Okay. Let's see. What's my line here? Yeah, your caboose, my lady.
You may kiss my hand.
Hey. Let's skip the kiss and get nasty.
Not till later in the movie, George.
Okay, then. Us aliens have incredible
Oh, no,
powers.
please. Not that alien stuff again.
Watch me destroy the Death Star. If I can fire the photon into the vector alignment, I'll save the entire galaxy.
I don't do science fiction, George.
Well, Uncle Billy's got this idea for a gangster movie.
Hey! Get on with the damn movie like you're supposed to.
How's that?
Do your lines so we can do our lines.
The same old lines?
Oh, I'm gonna call the producer.
Who needs you anyway? We could afford some special effects if it weren't for all you extraneous characters.
And I suppose I'm one of those extraneous characters?
Oh, Mary, I didn't mean
I'm a
you.
good actress!
I thought you were tired of this movie, too. Oh.
Well, I am tired of having to squat naked in this bush.
George! George! George, come on, quick! Potter wants to meet with you.
Great! Mary! I think they like the science fiction idea.
George, where's your suitcase?
Are you still high?
Absolutely.
You forgot to give me my robe.
George. You've been causing quite a ruckus, haven't you? Perverting an American classic, saying any damn fool thing that pops into your head, dressing up like an idiot. For instance, why on earth are you wearing that black armband? Why?
Well, I'm in mourning, Mr. Potter.
What for?
This movie, it died years ago, but none of you seem to have caught on yet.
May I remind you, George, that you're under contract.
Contract.
You have a legal obligation to run through this every year on any television network I choose to put you on. So how about you get started? The sooner you do, the sooner you'll finish. And
Now, just a minute. Now, hold on, Mr. Potter, just a minute. There's a much bigger issue here. Movies like this one were made to be seen once, maybe twice. But you don't care about that, do you? All you care about is making a buck. You see a cheap product, so you ram it down the viewer's throat again and again till they all want to gag. Well, I say no more. You think I'm taking this stand for myself? No, it's for all the tired, overexposed characters you see on TV, including Captain Kirk, Lucy Ricardo, and Ed McMahon. Characters who are forced to degrade themselves year after year after year.
Hello? Anyone? It's getting really cold out here. George?
And that's basically how the woodchuck stays warm all winter long. Which brings me back to my original point. I'm going to leave here in a moment, and you producers are going to decide my fate. But no matter what happens, you should know that I'm going to do whatever it takes to get out of this movie. I'm really serious about this. You thought the last 15 minutes were nuts. You haven't seen anything yet.
your threats and long, boring speeches won't work. We're not letting you out.
How about a raise? For crying out loud, Steven Seagal is making what, 10 million a movie? Steven Seagal. I mean, come on, you guys must be making some decent money out of this movie, huh?
We have expenses you could never imagine.
Like your motorized wheelchair.
Exactly. Like my new motorized wheelchair.
Runs like a dream, sir. Please, I'm in the hole here, Mr. Potter. Harry's got a coke habit. He's bleeding me dry. I need some cash. I'm tapped out.
Tell you what, George. You finish during this movie, I'll give you a raise.
I need that raise now, Mr. Potter.
What? Can't hear you, George.
You can't hear me talking, eh? Well, what if I stand sideways like this?
Nope, can't hear you.
Then I'm going to keep on fighting to get out of here. And not just for myself, but for every tired rerun that got overplayed by some greedy producer.
Sentimental hogwash. What are we going to do?
Way to go, Georgie boy. You really laid it on the line. They're gonna listen to you now.
George, they've made their decision. They're going to let you leave the movie. Hooray! Well, there's just a couple of conditions. No big deal.
What's that?
Well, they're going to shake up casting a bit. Uncle Billy's the new main character.
Whoopee!
Oh, no. Uncle Billy can't act.
And Mary has to stay in the hydrangea bush forever and ever.
Now, Mr. Campbell, let's get this straight. I'm leaving, but I'm taking Mary with me. You can replace me with this chimp, but I'm not leaving Mary.
Then, George, I'm afraid you'll never get out of here.
Okay, everybody, let's get the camera and the lights back inside the house for the next scene.
Hey, George, glad you're still in the movie.
Yeah, George, glad you're in the movie.
George, you could have left, and I'd be the lead. Then I'd go on to star in my dream project. The original gangster. That's it.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Whatever.
Where's my pimp hat? Where the hell's my brim?
Is this it?
Where's my... The original gangster? He's his brim.
Whatever.
Now, don't be dissing me, George, or I'll step to your ass and mess you up. Just tell me the way to my crib.
Right down here.
Yo, Holmes, I'm Audi 5000.
Now you just turn this way, and you go straight down there.
That way, huh? Shooting up my homies with my AK-47. Trapping Oh! I'm cool. Shooting up my homies with my